What's up, Ragin' Nation? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin' Rona Review BlogTV edition. That's right, I'm currently doing a live taping of my show on BlogTV. This is the third show I'm doing with a live taping. And you know what? I just want to point the camera at everybody right now who's on BlogTV. Everybody who's watching, say hello, everybody. Yeah, we got a lot of people. Let's look at the list. Hey, Megan Fox. Faroe says hi. Let's see how many people we got watching. We got 6, 8, it's fluctuating. It's like stocks. It goes up and down, it goes up and down. Anyways, this is really exciting because I've never done this before. But let's get on with the show. So, Transformers has made $500 million worldwide. And this is really exciting for the studios, and it's very exciting for a lot of the fans because we've seen it, and we want to know what is next for the Transformers franchise. Paramount is busy counting their cash. Michael Bay's not back. Shia LaBeouf is not back. Michael Bay has devoted 6 years of his life as a director to this franchise. Me personally, I think that he's ready to move on. He should move on to other movies, but of course a lot of people want him back as the director because he's directed a very successful franchise. And he's won over a lot of fans, and a lot of people want him back. So the big question on my mind, and a lot of other people's mind, is what do you want to have happen next? A sequel or a reboot? Now, that is a really big question because Michael Bay ended the movie on a high note. He always mentioned that I'm gonna make it so that you can't continue the franchise. The only way to do it is to reboot it. Let's take a look at the factors. All the Decepticons are dead. Well, I don't know about the ones in the other parts of the world, but all the Decepticons in Chicago are dead. Cybertron is gone. Optimus and on the Autobots, they don't have a whole lot to battle except for Earth problems, and you can't have a Transformers movie without robots fighting robots. So how are we gonna make a sequel? To top things off, you have Michael Bay leaving the franchise. You have the star of the movie, Shia LaBeouf, leaving. He signed a 3-picture deal. Peter Cullen has signed a 3-picture deal, but I'm pretty sure that he would come back because he's the only one who really can voice Optimus Prime. So, but if you look at all the factors combined, you can't really have a sequel unless they take some really creative writing and bring in a new type of enemy, like for example Unicron, the Quintessons, or anything who's not a Decepticon. Or perhaps they can write in a new villain who does not reside in Cybertron but in another planet. You know, there are so many planets in G1. In Season 3 and 4 they introduced a lot of planets. It is possible they can do it like that, but you're really delving into the Transformers mythos, the Transformers lore, and for the general audience it's really hard for them to connect with that lore because the trilogies were meant for a general audience. Michael Bay made this trilogy for people who know nothing about Transformers so that he can really expand his audience and in the end make more money for the studios. I find that to make a sequel is more difficult than rebooting the franchise. The reason why it's more difficult is because you have to write the story with the fact that you have to respect the first 3 films. You have to deal with continuity. And that is really important because otherwise you have fans nitpicking the movie. What about this? What about that? What about, you know, this and that? If you really want to not worry about all that, then you should reboot it. And I am all for a reboot. I honestly do not want to see a sequel. The reason why I don't want to see a sequel is because when you have Transformers 4 and it doesn't feel or look like Michael Bay's vision, you feel kind of disconnected. What I would prefer is a rebooted trilogy because you start fresh. You don't have to worry about anything that happened in the first 3 movies. You introduce a whole bunch of robot characters, Autobots, Decepticons, humans. You introduce a whole new story. You're basically starting all over as if the first one didn't exist. Except that the advantage is that every movie has room for improvement. So in the reboot, you can improve upon these things. And in the end, make it better than the first trilogy. And that's what franchises are all about. They're all about making it better than the first one, or making it better than the second one, and making the third one the best one of the trilogy, and then continuing that pattern so that the movie continues to make money for the studios. Because at the end of the day, this is all a business. This is show business. And I think the best move for them is to start fresh. And considering that this is a business, they should start fresh for economical reasons. If Michael Bay and Shia LaBeouf come back, they're going to start demanding higher paychecks. That money can actually be invested into man-hours at Industrial Light and Magic. So imagine that. Putting less money on the talent and putting more money into what matters the most, and that is the robots. And that is very important for a lot of fans because everybody was screaming, not enough robot screen time, too many humans. It's hard to please everybody, but if you look at these factors, you can improve upon these things, and in the end, you can make a superior trilogy. Now, Michael Bay makes really exciting movies. They're ride films. They're fun movies to go to. The new director can have his own new vision. Some people like Michael Bay's vision, some people are tired of it. All I want to see is a brand new vision because I want to see something fresh and new. I've seen 3 of Michael Bay's Transformers movies. I don't mind a 4th one, but deep down inside, I want to see something new. So what I'd like to ask you for this episode is, what do you want to see? A reboot or a sequel? And list the reasons why you'd rather see a sequel than a reboot, or a reboot compared to the sequel. I'm actually really curious what you guys think. You know what I want? I want a reboot. And as a matter of fact, I've already written out my story for the new trilogy. Eventually I will reveal it. I think it's a very great story. It's got a very human story. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't want humans, but I'm really happy with the way my story is going, and I will reveal it eventually. Some of the people in the Raging Nation already know what it is. I'm giving it a code name called Project Ronin for now. That's a placeholder name until I get the entire story finalized. Anyways, leave what you would prefer, a trilogy or a sequel, in the comment section below, and I want to know what you guys think. This is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching the Raging Ronin review. Peace. Before I begin this video, I'd just like to give a big shout out to my followers at BlogTV. They're currently chatting right now, and